So I just had a really weird run-in in town with this older guy who literally crossed a road just to talk to me and asked me if I wanted to go out and have coffee. Now you might think this is going to be one of those cute Tumblr posts where you learn all about him and what he went through as a young man, possibly in a war, or how he got to the country, but no. He decided that he wanted to tell me how beautifully spiritual I was. I'm an atheist. Sorry. But he was asking me all these questions about my school, and I mean, strangers ask you that kind of stuff all the time, like, oh, are you going to the college, if it's a big thing in the town? And I was like, yes, and I told him what I was doing, and then he proceeds to tell me that he has some money stored away. And I'm like, oh, nice, good for you. And then he tells me that he hasn't had a relationship in a really long time. Then he says, would you like to go out for coffee? I'd like to take you to coffee and have your intellect for a little while. And he's asking me all these very weird, pointed questions, like, do I understand his existence? And I'm like, yes, I see you right in front of me. You are a person. You are there. I see you. You exist. Well, and then I had to check my phone because I had to get on a bus in like 5 minutes. So I'm walking through this much snow on the sidewalks to get to this bloody bus stop to catch my bus. And the reason why I got up at 7 o'clock this morning was so that I didn't have to wait until 10:30 to catch a fucking bus. So, I mean, I'm being really polite, and I am not rude, and I thought maybe this was going to be one of those times where you weren't going to be creeped out by the stranger who wanted to talk to you and do all these things, because I've been asked out for coffee by people before, and I always say no, because I'm not, I always have something to do. But I really need to get back to school and do my work and get things done, and I was starting to get really creeped out. Like, I don't get creeped out that easily, but this guy, he seemed nice to begin with, and maybe he was really nice and his intentions were pure, but just telling me that he had some money saved away after I told him that I was in college and that he had not been in a relationship for a really long time, telling me I'm a chickadee, like a bird, and my dad's English, I know what bird means, and he was calling me beautiful, and I'm like, are you looking at me? Do you have some sort of eye issue? Are you blind, maybe? But I was trying to, like, gracefully just demur from all these things that he was asking me to do, or like, I was just like, if you had a car, I would be 100 times more scared of you right now. So I missed my freaking bus. It blows by me. And I tell him, he doesn't know because apparently he told me he was a drunkard. So I'm taking that pretty seriously, considering what he's asking me and how he's asking me these questions. I don't understand. I thought I could, let some strangers into my life and, just learn some new things, but every single time I get the weirdos. It doesn't matter if they're young or old. This guy might have been probably in his late 50s, early 60s. I couldn't really tell. But he was much older, and I'm in my 20s. But I don't understand how you can cross a busy street to a person who's wearing big, huge headphones with a backpack full of crap, walking through the snow, and just be so bold about that. Like, I mean, if it had been just coffee, and if it hadn't been so creepy, maybe I would have said yes if I hadn't had the groceries. But I had groceries, I had to get on the bus, so I missed it, and then I told him I had to go, and he let me go. He said, God bless you, all this stuff, and I'm like, you too, just trying to get away now. And then I had to go to Subway because I needed change, and my mom gave me a gift card. Anyway, I had breakfast. And then, as soon as I was done, I saw him get out of A&W, and I made the most horrific sound out loud, which I never do. I always inwardly get angry. But, and this old couple was sitting in the back, and they looked at me weird, and I'm like, oh my God. So I hid behind the Subway and waited until he was gone, and then had to call my sister because I was so freaked out. I was so freaked out. And I mean, that wasn't how I wanted my day to go. No. Anyway, I had to share that with you guys because it's so strange. And it doesn't happen to me often, but when it does, it's always weird. It's always weird. But, yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed that because I certainly didn't. Now it's funny. Before it was scary. I'm just glad that it's over. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing alright, whatever you're doing today, Tuesday. It's almost Valentine's Day, so go buy your chocolates or whatever. Bye.